Hello, everyone. Do you ever find that there are topics like history and space that are so interesting, but yet can be so difficult to keep students engaged? We try to use pictures, show videos, and even use interactive whiteboards, yet students are still unable to capture the true essence of the topic. After exploring how I can make my next unit on Earth changes more interesting, I discovered features in Google Expeditions that can enhance the learning experience for my students. You will see how Google Expeditions can be used in multiple ways across all subject areas, and how it is appropriate for elementary, middle school, and high school students. In this video, I will introduce you to a guided learning session with Google Expeditions in your classroom. So just some background information for those who haven't used it. Google Expeditions is a free immersive education app that allows teachers and students to explore the world through over 1,000 virtual reality and 100 augmented reality tours. You can swim with sharks, visit outer space, and more without ever leaving the classroom. So let's begin by opening the Google Expeditions app on the tablet. Once you're in, you'll notice AR and VR. So augmented reality tours, or AR tours, is where teachers use mobile devices to bring virtual objects into the classroom. For example, the teacher can create QR codes by scanning objects in the classroom and then linking it to virtual objects found in Google Expeditions. Virtual reality, or VR tours, are where teachers and students use mobile devices to virtually explore places like an art gallery, a museum, swim underwater, or navigate through outer space. Students can use Expeditions in a self-guided mode, but this video will focus more on using VR Expeditions in a teacher-guided learning session. So remember, in a teacher-guided session, the teacher will use the tablet to open a virtual reality experience and guide students through that experience using the tablet. It is good practice to pre-select the expeditions you would like to explore before the class starts. So the first step to using Google Expeditions is to figure out where exactly you would like to take your students. And to do this, there are several different ways. You can scroll through the app. You can use the magnifying glass to find specific expeditions, or you can filter by different category areas such as arts and culture, landscape, science, environment, and many more. Now, my next unit is on Earth changes, so I will be typing in Earth changes into the search bar here. Before I click enter, since this video is primarily about virtual reality, I will use this filter, the VR filter, so that I can get expeditions based on virtual reality. Now I would skim through all of the results and decide which would be a good starting point for my kiddos. So looking through here, I think geology would be an interesting starting point. So I can select that. Once you've selected your expedition, it's important to note this shared button here. If I click here, I can actually share this link with other colleagues so that we can collaborate and decide together if in fact this is a good starting point for our students. So once that's decided, I am ready to download. And using this button here with the arrow pointing down and the horizontal line going across, I can download that way, or I can click this box here that says download to view or guide. So one reason to download new trips prior to starting an expedition with students is to avoid students from having to exit and then re-enter the expedition. So once you find the expedition that you want to use and you've downloaded it, it is now ready in your library. So the next step is to actually go on the expedition. And to do this, you will need to locate the expedition that you downloaded. To find this, at the bottom of your screen, you will see Discover and Class. Library is located in the middle. That is where you will find all your downloaded expeditions. So I will click that right now. Here is a list of all the different expeditions that I've already downloaded. There's Geology, the one that we did together. So now I will move to volcanoes because I think that will be really interesting for you to see. So I'll select volcanoes. And it's really important to ensure that everyone is on the same wireless network in order to be successful in using Google Expeditions. So now I can select Guide. Once I select Guide, you will see a number and my name show up. And so students, they will have to enter the expedition name and the number in order to join. And when they've joined, you will see several smiley faces show up all around here. Also, you will see a number that will show up here that will indicate the number of students who have joined. Give your students some time now to explore the 360-degree view around them. When you're ready to begin the tour, you can tap on the header located at the bottom of the screen. Text will appear to explain the scene, and there are some guided questions that are actually differentiated according to different levels. So we've got beginner question, intermediate question, and advanced question. So you can decide based on the grade level that you teach or the reading levels of your students, which questions you would like to ask your students. When you press start, you can actually use the compass icons down here to highlight specific parts of the volcano. So for example, if I select the magma chamber, immediately my screen goes straight to the chamber. So I'll just minimize that. And so once you've selected here, if your students are following along, you will see all the smiley faces around. If they're not, the screen that they see will actually have an arrow right here pointing to where they should be looking at. So this really helps keep students on track so that they're able to follow along with the teacher. There might be some parts of the volcano that you want to point out or emphasize, or some key words that you want to explain to your students. You can do that using the annotation feature up here, this squiggly icon. So if I select that, I can actually circle, and I can even write down something that is appropriate for this diagram. When you are ready to clear your annotations, you can click the reset button. At any point during the expedition, you can click the pause button, and you may use this feature to gather students' attention or focus them onto a specific topic. When you are ready to completely end the expedition, you can click on the X button at the top left corner here, and this will remove the scene from the students' tablets until you're ready to start another expedition. A best practice when using Google Expedition is to review the content prior to doing the expeditions with your students, to review any questions, scenes, and anything that really you'd want to highlight with them during class time. Please look out for my next video on how to use augmented reality tours. Bye for now.